only on the Nintendo Entertainment System. Now you're playing with power.
Hey folks, Crazy Climber 80 here again, and welcome to my 20 from the Nintendo Entertainment System. This is where I look at what I feel are the 20 best games for the Nintendo Entertainment System. And I know some of you will probably not agree with my choices, but just remember that it is the Nintendo Entertainment System, for God's sake. There are going to be so many great games that will have to be left off of any top 20 list. So, trust me, if there's ones that you really loved for the Nintendo Entertainment System, I will likely, at the very least, mention them in my honorable mentions list before I get to the number 1 game. But with that said, let's look at what I feel is game number 20 from my top 20 from the Nintendo Entertainment System. And this is a fantastic title by Konami. It is the first sequel to Gradius. And Gradius was also a great game. But this is the sequel that is known as Life Force. This was also known as Salamander. But this was a fantastic sequel. Better music, better power-ups, just better graphics and gameplay. Well, one of the best things about this game is it has the old Konami code. Up, down, left, right, BA, and start. And it gives you 30 lives if you put it on the title screen. This plays much the same as Gradius in that you build up your weapon power-ups by collecting those orange icons there, orange and white icons, from groups of enemies. Sometimes specific enemies that you kill will give you those as well. This time around, you have levels that scroll vertically, and that's every even-numbered stage. And there are a total of 6 stages. I was so blown away by this game when I first saw it. I think I only saw the arcade one once. The arcade original was either Life Force or Salamander, and it was released in 1986. But I really love the home version, the home port. We're going to go ahead and get started. I put in the 30 extra lives code. You have to put it in pretty darn fast. The screen will change to the attract mode pretty quickly, so you really have to put in it fast. Ripple is good for the main stages, and you can get your options to add to the firepower like that. The laser, there's a laser which looks like a drill bit that you're shooting. The laser is better for bosses. This game has such great music, and the original Gradius was fantastic in that department as well. You have to get by that area real quick because it's going to close off. Note that those hands can't reach all the way down to get you, and they'll die once the screen scrolls into them, or they get trapped at the back of the screen. It has such fantastic music, really good graphics, cool power-ups that weren't in the original Gradius, really interesting stages and interesting bosses. The boss stages, if you are without weapon power-ups, they can be super tough, because a lot of the enemies take a lot of shots with your regular shots to bring down, and all the while they're shooting at you. It's another area there where the walls will close around you. Now these boulders will take a lot of shots to bring down, so try not to get trapped. and some of them might actually give you extra lives. You'll get an extra life at 10,000 points, and after that, I'm not 100% sure when you get another extra life. But yeah, to destroy those hands, you need to break those orange parts. Destroy that, and then you'll have destroyed that arm. There will be some areas in this shootable area, and note that it forms behind you, so keep moving. Some areas will give you like an extra life, or maybe 5,000 points for a capsule pickup, and that put me over 10,000, so I got me an extra life. And here is the first boss coming up, and he is a giant brain, and he has a protruding eyeball which pokes out after a little while, and you'll need to keep shooting it. And once you've shot it enough times, he'll blow up, and he has these two arms that reach out and try to touch you. Collision with any enemy or a wall will instantly kill you. And yeah, make sure you have enough room to get around him. And of course you have a force field you can pick up with enough power-ups. Just make wide circles around him. He's just going to follow your directions, and his arms are going to try to reach for you. He goes down pretty easily if you have a power-up. And even if you don't, you can just keep doing circles around him until you destroy him. I didn't do a whole playthrough on this game. I did some, I skipped certain parts. I just wanted to show you basically the meat and potatoes of the 6 stages. There are some volcanoes that will spit out rocks, just like in Gradius, and we'll see that in just a little bit on this stage. This stage is really good to have your missiles on, and you can upgrade your missiles once so that you have plenty more missiles shooting out. And you can destroy the mountains, or turn off the mountains when they're shooting, or the volcanoes when they're shooting off the rocks. And we'll see that in just a minute here. And you can destroy these hatches that are spitting out these robots along the side. There's one of the volcanoes. You shoot it enough at the top, and it'll blow up, and no more rocks will be shot out. But it's really important to have missiles on this stage. And if you have your missiles option filled up twice and used, then you can really take out a lot of the enemies that are along the sides. Watch out for these rocks. These cannot be destroyed. Try not to get pinned. If you get destroyed and you had options, and those are those little blue circles that travel with you and shoot whenever you shoot, if you died and you had options, your options will trail behind and start to go off the screen. But you can pick them up with your next life, which is kind of nice. If you get the shield, it's really not that great. Bosses can still kill you pretty easily. If you hear the music start to fade, then you'll know that there's like a boss or a mini-boss fight coming up. Yeah, oftentimes when you're shooting through that destructible terrain, there will be capsules, 1-up or 5,000 point capsules, or maybe power-up capsules that'll appear here and there in the terrain that you shoot away. And on this stage, the terrain will not reform behind you, so you don't need to keep moving. Now this part, you have to destroy these walls and then blow up the little orbs. Ah, crap. Ooh, I caught my options. I lost my weapons, but I caught the options at least. I really did not play that well in this game. I did okay the first couple stages. I used to own this. This is just a great game. I think the left or right walls, or maybe both, have like a one-up or an option hidden in the terrain that you can destroy there. This boss is a pain if you don't have weapon power-ups. You can hide in the bottom left corner for a handful of passes or rotations by the boss. He will not seek you out if you hide in the left corner, but his arms will start to get long, and soon they will be long enough to reach you if you try to hide in that corner, and they'll hit you. And this guy takes a lot of hits. Even if you shoot all the walls away from his center, you still need to deliver a lot of hits to his center. See, those tentacles are just about to touch me, and they will connect soon enough. Just missed me there, but they're going to start hitting me. Oops, that was clumsy. Well, now this now this is going to take forever. See, now they can hit me. Yeah, this boss is a pain in the butt. And even if you try to make a circle around him, it's still tough to get away from those tentacles. Smack. Screw it. Yeah, I'm not going to do a full playthrough, but I just wanted you to see at least clips of each stage. And again, there are 6 stages. This stage is really cool looking. This takes place on, like, maybe Mercury or something. This is or maybe it's over the sun. But there's flames below. And on occasion, there will be a ring of flame that jets out, and you have to avoid getting hit by it. Those fireballs, I hate them. We're just going to scoot forward at this point. Those fireballs I hate because I never know exactly where they're going to pop up from the lava, and sometimes they pop up just under me. Yeah, you gotta avoid those rings, and in some instances the rings will pop up one after another 3 times in the same spot. Whoops, damn it. We'll scoot forward. There's some sort of serpent. Sometimes you don't have to kill that serpent or that dragon. It'll go off on its own. And now we're gonna face the easiest boss in the whole fricking game. You don't have to have a power-up for this guy. He's just a dragon head, and he bobs up and down and blasts fire. Just stay to the far left so you have time to react, and just bob up and down and fire. You do have rapid fire. You can hold down the fire button and you'll continually fire. With your regular shot, it won't be very much at once. But with power-ups, it can be much better. We're just going to scoot forward. Yeah, this guy's easy. You just keep shooting his mouth. And just keep bobbing up and down and holding the fire button, and you'll eventually kill him. Super easy. These guys make me think of hamburgers. They kind of look like hamburgers. But yeah, I did not do great. You have a total of 3 continues to use. And if you use the 30 lives cheat, again, up, up, down, down, left, right, BA, and then start. And you can press select before you press start to have both players get 30 extra lives. Or 30 lives. What was I going to say? You can have 3 continues, and if you use that cheat, then each continue will give you another 30 lives. Isn't that nice? Whoops. Now this level's kind of weird. This has like a inner body layout, like intestinal walls and stuff, and the game will speed up the scrolling here, and there will here and there be the opportunity to... There'll be the opportunity to grab some power-ups that are laying around in the stage. And there will now be these arms sticking out of the walls, and when you destroy them, or when you get close to them, they'll spit out these blue orbs. The screen can get kind of thick with them. But we'll scoot forward a little further, and now we have these, red blood cells and these veins, kind of a gross level, that, if you're too far ahead on the stage, you'll get destroyed by the veins that close over you. And now we have these things that the veins grow out of. Such a gross stage. And you can destroy these things that the veins come out of. And sometimes they just keep shooting out the veins over and over again. And more hamburgers. Well, I hope you have a great Memorial Day weekend. I hope you don't have to work Memorial Day. I don't have to work. I'll be probably visiting my grandparents' graves with my mom. We'll grab some lunch. Have a nice day. Oh, it's going to be really nice this weekend where I live. We'll scoot forward. Nice rib cage. And then we get a skull for a boss. And yeah, this guy's a pain in the butt if you don't have a weapon upgrade. Whoops, that was clumsy. But you shoot his mouth when it's open. And try not to get hit by those bullets that he pelts you with. And his eyeballs come out of the sockets and chase you. Isn't that nice? What a gross stage. And now this stage is a real pain in the butt. Make sure that you have missiles. If you can get the double missiles, then that's great. Because there's going to be plenty of enemies on the ceiling and on the floor. One thing I hate most about this stage is One thing I hate most about this stage is the stalactites that fall from the ceiling. Yeah, some of those, I think some of those enemies, those blue enemies, if you shoot them enough, they'll give you a power-up capsule. And then these little bouncing things, you want to stay to the far upper left to avoid getting hit by their shrapnel. We'll scoot forward and move up to this point. These little blue guys are trying to follow me around. The power-ups that you can get are speed up, missiles, you can get the shield, you can get ripple, you can get laser. We're going to run out of lives here, but again, you get a continue, and if you put in the 30 lives cheat to start, you'll get 30 extra lives every time you continue, and you get a maximum of 3 continues. And yeah, you can play 2-player simultaneous play on this game. I had a lot of fun playing with a friend on his NES back in the day. And we have the enemy from Gradius 1, the boss, that's been in a lot of Gradius games. And you have 3 of them here, and some of them will fire large shots that can be shot for more power-ups, and you can turn off the cannon that shoots out those enemies. Now we have an Egyptian-styled area that we go through here, and yeah, you really need double missiles in this area. And you have these descending or raising columns that will kill you if you run into them. Very tight quarters. And the boss is King Tut. I kid you not. Or he's like a facsimile of King Tut. Or his head, anyway. The design in this game is just so cool. I was just floored by this game back in the day. More destructible passageways that can yield power-up capsules. Possibly 5,000 point bonus or 1-ups as well. There are also, if I failed to mention earlier, smart bomb capsules that are blue, and you can destroy all enemies on the screen. They won't be there when you face a boss. Don't get hit by these falling bricks. You will lose a life. If you want to know a great emulator for the NES, I would recommend FCEUX, I think it is. FCEUX. But pretty good emulator. That's what I've been using to record video. Seems to come out just fine. And yeah, that's King Tut's head there. He's pretty easy. Especially if you've got a power-up like I got right now. Just hold down the fire button with the power-up, and when you see him start to move, just go around him. Note that he's got a rotating shield that blocks a lot of your shots, but if you keep the fire button held down with the power-up, you'll eventually get a number of shots through. Make the shots follow you around, and then go back around King Tut when you can, and shoot him from the front. You'll eventually take him down. Pretty easy boss. And now we go to the next stage. And this, I believe, is the final stage. Now, you can get kind of a good end or bad end, and now we're using the laser. And like I mentioned earlier, it looks like drill bits. And if you got double option, this is actually pretty darn sweet, especially when you face bosses. You can end a boss fight real quick. Yeah, the music in this game is just terrific. I don't know off the top of my head any great Game Genie codes for this game. But if you have 30 lives and 3 continues, for a total of, 120 lives, you probably won't need it. And we'll scoot forward here towards a little bit later on this final stage. Whoops. Got a little clumsy here, but I guess from what I've heard, yikes. God damn it. Well, I got an extra life just in time by 70,000 points to lose that life. Yeah, watch out for these fireballs that jet out from the ceiling. And hey, look, it's our old buddy the Moai statues from the first Gradius. Either Moai statues or Easter Island statues. And a little bit later on, they can jump. I was pretty impressed. I was like, oh my god, it's those guys. Wow, they can jump too. This is really cool. But this is not the final boss, even though you hear kind of the boss music. And then a little bit later are more non-jumping Moai statues. This is kind of the final boss. Well, you'll see this giant planet-type being, plus a serpent dragon or something circling around it. It's a serpent. You need to destroy it first, and then you have to destroy the orb-shaped thing by shooting it in the eyeball. But not yet. Destroy the serpent first. Whoops, that was clumsy. But shoot it in the head enough times, and then you'll destroy it, and then you have to destroy the giant orb thing. But you don't have to. If you don't destroy the giant orb, which we're not going to do, you will finish this level, but then the game puts you 2 stages back, I think. Which sucks, so you really want to destroy that orb. Even if you don't have a power-up, if you hold down the fire button when you're directly under its eyeball, you'll have enough shots to destroy it. Then you still have to complete this stage, but once you do, then you'll have beaten the game, and you start over. Now we have these walls that close, and they'll get in your way. All of them have a little opening except one, and that will close all the way. This part is just about impossible to get past without losing at least 1 life. But now that, like I said, yeah, that puts you back a couple stages, I believe. But we will look at me destroying that giant orb. Yep, just hold down the fire button and you'll have enough shots to destroy it. Just enough. And now we have to complete the stage like normal. Go through the closing gates. But yeah, it's almost impossible to get through this without losing a life. There's the one wall that will completely collapse, and you have to be high up on the screen to get through it before it closes. I don't think I've ever gotten through this without losing at least 1 life. It just moves too damn quick. So we're gonna scoot forward and get this little scene of the planet blowing up, or the final boss blowing up. And then you get this little musical fanfare and the Konami logo. This will just keep going until you press the start button, and then you'll start back on stage 1 with your score intact and the amount of lives you have remaining intact. That is Life Force. The NES version was released in 1988 by Konami, and the arcade original, which was also known as Salamander, was released in 1986. More hamburgers. Now, we'll just take a quick look at 2-player game. And again, if you put in the Konami code and you pressed select before you pressed start, then both players will get 29 spare lives, or a total of 30. And I guess you can, if one player runs out of lives, then I think they can press a certain button and they'll steal an extra life from the other player. I think. But at any rate, that was Life Force, game number 20 in our 20 from the NES series. I can't believe I'm finally doing this series. I've really wanted to for a long time. Well, this is Crazy Climber 80 saying thanks for watching game number 20, Life Force, created by Konami in 1988. That was game number 20, and I hope to see you soon for game number 19 in our 20 from the NES series. Take it easy, everybody. Happy Memorial Day weekend. Bye-bye.